What is up, guys? Welcome back. Friday Fuel from unknown to unforgettable. We got a special guest today. I'm super excited for him to come on. Before I introduce him, as some of you guys are popping in, drop where you guys are coming in from. I know people are all over the country. I'm here in Arizona, so the weather's actually getting a lot nicer now. But it's actually cooling down, so actually being able to go outside is actually bearable now. So drop where you're from. Ryan coming in from Utah. I love it. It's been quarter four. It's quarter four. It's time for some explosive growth. Good morning, Miss Patrice Shepard, the one of the Ultimate Agent contestants, absolutely blowing up right now. Chris Gathright, welcome in. And as you guys are coming in, drop where you're from, where you guys are located, Minnesota, and just quick announcement here. Just so you know, there's an example here on the screen. Make sure that you allow StreamYard access to your Facebook account, so we're able to see who you are. So like here, we can see Ryan, but we can't see it says Facebook user. So makes it a little bit more fun. But we got a special guest today about to drop some nuggets on us. I'm super excited. This guy has been a guy that I've really looked up to for a while, and now we're running together, which is awesome. He's known for absolutely coming in the industry and blowing things up, and helping other agents do the same thing. Going from writing 114,000 in annual premium through technology and just absolutely crushing it. I mean, we were talking the other day, 15 hours a week. Like, come on now. That's insane numbers, but it's definitely doable. It's definitely possible. And he knows exactly how to do it. He's helping other agents absolutely blow up. So I'm super excited to announce this guy, Ashton DeLangoLunday. What's up, brother? Welcome to Friday Fuel, man.
Dude, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, brother. You're a good guy. I've appreciated our relationship, and you're a killer. I remember you're one of the guys that I talked to before I actually even stepped into the industry, and you're like, yeah, you can make six figures working 15, 20 hours a week. And so I've always respected you and appreciated you for that, man. So kind of tell us a little bit of background about yourself, bro, and how you got into the industry, and kind of what was the biggest thing that, like, coming in, you're like, this is the industry. I'm in the right industry.
Yeah, for me, I was in the middle of COVID, so I went home from grad school. Was doing it online a little bit, and really just wanted to find a job. I was engaged and find a job where my wife could not have to worry about working 40 hours a week and get a medical degree. And so I was really just looking to make $3,000-$4,000 a month, pay the bills comfortably and have a little extra. That was really all I was looking for. And I was like, man, I got a bachelor's degree. Well, what if like I can make like, I don't know, like 50 or 60,000 a year, or maybe some kind of career. Maybe I can make six figures. Like, there's got to be something out there. And I was getting all those promotional emails from ZipRecruiter. Hey, here's a list of things that might be great. And this was the only career that had a six-figure potential besides joining the FBI. And I didn't have that kind of time. So I did insurance, and the rest is history. I was a server in a barbecue restaurant for 5.5 years.
Yeah, man. So coming in, there's a lot of new agents that are watching this. What are some things that you implemented from day one? What was your mindset coming in, like day one, coming out the gates? To be able to do, what'd you do, 30,000 your first month, or like
Yeah,
7 months,
in
something
my
like
first
that?
4 weeks it was 37K, 22,000 the week of Christmas.
Insane. So what was your mindset coming in and absolutely crushing it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it wasn't, too much of a mindset outside of, hey, this person says, if you do X, Y, and Z, if you do A, B, C, X, Y, and Z is going to happen. And that was about it. Um, so for me, that's just, what I did coming in was, hey, just do this and this is going to happen. And then as I obviously started developing through that, it was more of like, hey, what kind of goals can we hit? What kind of goals can we accomplish?
Yeah.
Um, but in the beginning, it was really just following a system that was clearly laid out that says if you do A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z is going to happen.
Yeah.
And having faith in that system.
Yeah. So coming in, you don't know everything. I mean, there's so many different carriers, there's so many different products. And what I see a lot of times is people come in and the paralysis of analysis. There's so much. I need to learn the products. I need to learn the scripts. I need to learn everything. What helped you get past that learning curve so fast to like go out and do so much business right away? Because a lot of people don't get in front of enough people. And obviously you did that to be able to have that success. But how do you coach newer agents to like get in the field? You don't have to know everything. And like, you can just go out and start, like, just sit in front of people. That's the most important thing. Like, how do you coach agents to do that?
Yeah. The biggest thing is typically paralysis by analysis of, hey, I need to know every product, every insurance guide, everything before I ever sell insurance.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. They're not going to ask you, can you please give me the background of every single financial company out there that offers insurance? And if you can't, then I'm going to go find someone who can. And I've never sat in a home and they said, Ashton, please tell me what happened in 1970 with Farmer v. Florida and who won the insurance battle and what the discussion was, or I'm not buying insurance. Now, I haven't had it happen yet. Now, it might today, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
All they're concerned about is, here is my need. What can you do to meet it? What's the solution for my need? Hey, I want to make sure that the house is paid off if something were to happen to me, or the house is taken care of for my spouse for a short period of time. Or if I pass away, my family is going to have money to go to college. My kids are going to have to worry. My grandkids, my wife's going to have an income for X amount of years when I pass away. And that's all. They don't care about how much you know about insurance law. It's or whatever it is, or insurance guides or applications. It's, what is this going to do to meet this need? And for me, I had an upline that before every single appointment, I would get together, especially in the first few weeks.
Yeah.
Getting together with them and going, hey, here's my client's information: age, health, gender, tobacco use, not tobacco use. The details of everything. What policy should I be writing? Well, here, plug your information into this system. It's going to give you some great recommendations, and then check the agent guide application. And that's what I did, blah, blah, blah. And so they'd prepare those options. And then I would start preparing them and I'd go, hey, here's the client's information. Here's the option I put together. Is that right? Yep. Looks good. And then after that, I didn't have many questions. I knew what to write. And so it's simply, all that matters is coverage that's going to be in place for the client at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, you break it down very simple. And it is a simple business. You just got to get in front of people. Like, you don't have to know everything. And what I found is the best agents that come in are the ones that are like asking me questions all day. Hey, what's going on? Like, and then you point them to the resources, and as they start understanding the resources where that's at, it's like that. It's just pretty quick and easy to get past that. What do you see are some of the biggest hangups that people in this business have, and how do you like help coach through that?
Yeah. Besides the one we just went through, paralysis by analysis, activity is definitely a big portion. I think a lot of times, at least in our company, we have metrics around every single thing we do. So if you get X amount of whatever level lead, whether it's a day old, 3 months old, a year old, 4 years old, whatever it is, we know exactly how many people you need to talk to book an appointment. So when people come to me, like, I don't have the result I want, the first thing you have to look at is activity. My whiteboard's in the other room, otherwise I'd use it. There's what's called a success loop or a doom loop. Everything we do in life either creates a success loop or a doom loop. And there's a few things that come from that. At the top of that circle, you're going to have belief. It's always going to come back to belief. It is always going to be that first thing in that circle. And I'm actually going to pull up my example here because I know if I go off the top of my head, I'll probably forget. So let me pull this up really quick. But creating those loops is what is really important to know, to really determine how we're going to approach something at the end of the day. And so let me pull this up in here because if I go off the top of my head, I know I'm going to forget. So at the top, we got belief. And if you had a little piece of paper, top, you got belief. On the right here, you have it's loading. Nice. Emotion. And then on the bottom, you're going to have action. And on the left, you're going to have results. So belief leads to emotions, which leads to actions, which leads to results. And so when I'm looking at someone's activity going, man, like, what are those big things that are hindering? Like, I don't have the results I want. I wanted to do 5,000 in income this month, this week, this day, whatever it is, whatever your goal is, throw it in there. I wanted to do A, B, and C. I wanted X, Y, Z. It didn't happen. Yeah. All right. Well, what did we do? What were the actions we took to get there? Did we do the activity we needed? Does your company say you need to dial X amount? You need to set X amount of appointments. You need to run X amount of appointments, do X amount of presentations. Did we do the actions that were required to get those results? If the answer is no, well, if the answer is yes, then we go, all right, hey, you know what? That's a skill thing. We did the actions. There's some skill that I need to coach you on and mentor you because something's not lining up because you put in the activity. But if the answer is no, I got to go back to emotions. Well, why didn't we put in that activity? What held us back from putting in 200 dials this week? Which if that's 6 hours of phone calls, maybe. What held us back from doing what we needed to do, what we said we were willing to do to get the results that we wanted? Well, what held us back? Well, I didn't feel like it. Okay, well, feelings don't determine truth. Feelings do not determine truth. Truth determines feelings. Yeah. If you're married, you might not always feel like your spouse is the greatest person in the world. Maybe they get on your nerves. Maybe they do something you don't like. Maybe they forget to take the trash out and you don't feel like you love them in that moment. Maybe they forget to do something. They leave the door, whatever it is. Yeah. Just because you feel unhappy in that moment, does that mean you hate your spouse? No. Because feelings don't determine truth. What the truth is, hey, I love my spouse, even though they did this. Like, hey, it's a little irritating, but you know what? I still love them. And that's where we go to the action. Like, if I don't feel like what I'm doing matters, if what I'm doing is going to get me those results, then I'm not going to put that activity in. Yeah. Because then I have to go back to my belief if that emotion is off. What is my belief? If I believe that every single lead of people that actually responded to I need insurance is a family that needs help, does it matter how old or how new it is? Because it's a family who needs help, that doesn't have what they need, that doesn't have what they want. And they go, hey, if something happens, my family's not going to be in a good position. I need to do something. Will someone help? Maybe someone else just wasn't good enough. They didn't know what to do. They didn't have the right training. It was someone that never even followed up. They set an appointment. They didn't show. They never called back. They ran the appointment. They couldn't close it. They didn't follow up. They never even called the lead. They never talked to the lead. And now it's just sitting here for months. And people go, well, it's more than a day old. Let's not touch it. If I believe that that's a family that needs help, am I really going to feel bad if I get a no or two? Because I know what I'm doing matters and someone needs my help. And so my belief is going to lead to that emotion that goes, man, I got a stack of leads and someone needs help, because it's not papers, it's families that their family is going to be in a pretty bad position if I don't help them. So,
Yep.
man, if I believe that and I feel that, well, man, I got to put in some activity. I got to put in some dials. I got to
Yep.
call some families. I got to help some people. I got to book some appointments. And when I'm putting in those actions, the results are going to follow.
Yeah, bro.
That's what it comes down to. And
So
you're
good.
either going to create a success loop or a doom loop. That every single time something's successful or it's doomed. And what's crazy is if you look in that circle, the left and the right are the things we can't control, emotions and results. Those are the things that are outside of our control. And those are
Yeah.
the things that we focus on the most. What can we control? Our beliefs and our actions. I can control what I believe and I can control what I do. And what I
Yeah.
believe will always result to how I feel. And how I feel will always result to what I do. And what I do will always result to some kind of result. So if I fix my belief and I fix my activity, that fixes everything. Inaction and indecision are the breeding grounds for resistance. Inaction and indecision are the breeding grounds for resistance.
Inactions and what is it?
Indecision.
Indecision. Oh my gosh.
So not doing anything, not deciding. Those are the breeding grounds to create resistance in anything you do, whether it's insurance, whether it's a teacher in a school, whether you're a garbage man. Hey, if I choose not to run the truck today, I'm only going to create resistance for when I got to go clean up the rest of my route. It's going to create a lot more resistance.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's some good stuff. I love the passion that you have because it definitely speaks out, and I know that probably speaks out with your clients as well. What are some what I love to ask, what's your morning routine, or what's your routine throughout the day for constant self-improvement? What are some things that you listen to or read?
My mentor, Edward Pritchett, gave us a really good outline coming out of our conference of at least for a month at a conference. And I think it's a good thing just to keep going of a routine to have. And what he gave us was, hey, every single day, do 1 hour of self-development, whether that's reading a book about leadership, reading a book on how to love your wife better, going to the gym, lifting weights, just 1 hour of self-development, 1 hour of sales training. Hey, how can I be better in this industry? Maybe it's reading Go for No or Think Grow Rich or whatever it is, or go read Ed Milet's One More, whatever, some form of development on how, there you go, Think Grow Rich, there you go, boom. Read some kind of book on how to be better, or a podcast or a YouTube video, whatever it is. Just 1 hour of self-development a day. And then 1 hour for us, we're a very, very large tech company when it comes to insurance. We have a lot of technology that assists in insurance, and there's learning curves. So an hour of tech training a day. That's 3 hours of development. Personal, weightlifting, whatever it is, personal, sales for business. So personal development, business development, and then tech learning. How can I be better at my tech? How can I be better at what we have in order to help other people? And then 6 hours of implementation. Whether it's dials, whether it's appointments, 6 hours. That's a 9-hour workday. If you wake up at 5 through 8, your personal development. Read a book at 5, go to the gym at 6, start learning some tech at 7. Now at 8 o'clock, day's just starting, and I'm going to implement for 6 hours. I can implement for more if I want.
Yeah.
Now I'm putting that in. And I know Nate's a big 10 in play fan, and that Pritchett gave us the challenge of 5 in play. He's like, hey, I know it's normally 10, and I agree it should be 10, but hey, let's just do 5 in play and see what happens. It's probably going to be more than what you guys are doing now. So, having 5 set at all times, that, hey, I'm at least running 5 appointments. Hey, if I have 5 set, and I get 2 show and 1 canceled, I got to get 1 more on the books. 10 in play. Hey, I got 10 that I'm going to run presentations this week. If 8 showed and my last 2 canceled, time to hop back on the phones and find 2 more to show.
Yep.
Having those in there, and that was a really good schedule. I started to learn. And now, obviously, when you start building, you got to find your times and days of when you build versus when you produce. With technology, it can be a lot more of an ebb and flow of, hey, what leads kind of just flow into my system today? Who am I texting to set an appointment with the systems that we have put in place? And, the rest of the time is just building. There's a lot of different ways. But I love that model that Edward Pritchett gave us coming out of conference.
That's some good stuff.
And going forward.
I love that. I'm gonna start implementing some of that too. I love it. What are some just as we wrap up just some piece of motivation, things that inspire you, things that you're helping other agents, somebody that's maybe down, going into this week, finishing off the week strong. Like they're just like, man, it's been a tough week. And I don't think today's going to be any different. What would you say to those people? Because they're out there.
The first thing I always say, because a lot of times, like I said, it comes down to activity. What does our activity look like? I don't know if we lost Johnny. Hopefully,
I'm here. I just.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
I didn't know I don't know how this thing works. I didn't know if I was lost or not. I got you. A lot of times it's focusing on activity. A lot of times when I get agents that go, man, I'm down, I'm out. I look at what the activity looks like. I'll give you a great example. I had an agent the other day give me a call. Hey, Ashton, I'm down and out. Can we chat? What's going on? I don't know what to do. And we looked at their activity and we're like, all right, well, how many appointments have we set? Oh, about 7. All right. Well, was that yesterday? Was that this week? When was? Oh, that was over the last 2 months. Oh, okay. So 7 appointments in 2 months. All right. It's okay. No worries. How many showed? We're like 3. All right. How many applications were at? Well, 0. I was like, okay. Well, hey, you're brand new. You just started. You're very, very busy. You got a lot of things going on. She's a mom, football practice 6 days a week for kids, super busy. It's just what she has available for her schedule. And I said, all right, hey, according to our system, if you're in 7 appointments, we'd expect roughly a 50% show rate. You're on the dot. Boom, 3. And we expect a 50% close rate. So you've written 0. We would only expect 1 application. And you've made less than 300 phone calls, which is less than 9 hours of work. So in 2 months, you've put in 1 week of work, less than a week. 3 appointments, that's only 12 hours. So I said, it took you 2 months to put in half a week of work. And she was like, oh my goodness. Wow, I'm not as horrible as I thought. I thought I was bad. I'm just not putting in any activity. I'm just not putting in the activity. She's like, actually, when you put it like that, I'm not even part-time yet. Wow. It wasn't me being degrading at all. She was like, wow, I'm not putting in the activity that's required to have the results I'm looking for. And so I asked her a question. I said, listen, this is going to sound a little funny. But I said, what makes you feel like you're better than average? She's like, well, nothing. I said, okay. Because right now, an average person, you're hitting the numbers. If you had anything else, you would tell me you'd be better than average. And I know you're not telling me that. I know you, sweetest person ever. But, our activity just isn't there to get the results we're looking for. And some of it's part of your schedule. You're working as much as you can, because of what you got going on. But that's just where our activity is. So we got to put in more work because we worked, 6 to 9 hours really. How much money would we really expect to make? $50? $8 an hour? $54? I was like, you really just want me to hand you $54? Like, would that make you like feel fulfilled? Because like that, they start laughing like, oh yeah, like what really should I expect? Yeah. So putting in the activity, that's always where I go first of, hey, based on the activity you had, what results should you have expected?
Yeah.
And how does that line up? Because it's probably you got to put in a little bit more activity. Now, systems are extremely important. Having quality leads are extremely important. Having the right tech is extremely important. But at the end of the day, I promise you, you can take Kobe Bryant, put him in a system with zero resources, zero technology, and the guy's probably going to make way more money than you. And not because his name's Kobe, put a voice modifier and, some face filter, so no one knows it's Kobe, if you would. And he's going to make more money than you because of his work ethic, because of his determination to learn and grow. I watched a video about Kobe recently, and he's like, my teammates would always ask, what in the world is Kobe Bryant reading on the plane while we're flying to our games? And he would say, he said he would spend about 15 plus hours a week learning how to write stories, how to create a story arc. And that's how he made his movie. I don't even know what it's called, but that little short film series that won awards. He's like, it didn't just happen. He goes, I didn't just stumble upon this and win awards. He said, for years, I spent hours and hours and 15 hours plus a week learning how to create a story arc. So when I retired, I was ready. And you guys are coming in here going, I want to spend 5 minutes watching a video and go do 100K in 30 days like Johnny. I was like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, dude, that's some good stuff, man. Well, I appreciate you hopping on here, man. Seriously, it's I feel like a lot of people gain a lot of value just activity for really focusing on what that looks like. How can people reach out to you if they liked what they heard or trying to follow you on your journey?
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me on any social media platform. I'm literally the only person in the world with that name. You type me in anywhere, you'll find my information. Type me in Google, you'll find my high school basketball stats. Track and field records, all that stuff. So, just type my name in anywhere, you'll find me. And I think my phone number is pretty much plastered anywhere. My Facebook page, my website. So you guys want to get in contact with me, feel free to follow me on social media, message me, text me, email me, whatever the case is.
I love it, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on here again. And if you're watching, thank you guys so much for watching here till the end. Again, every single Friday. Put some fuel on the fire, everybody. Let's go. Let's roll. Last day of the week. It could be a great start heading into the weekend to go crush it. So every single Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Go crush it. Go crush it.